What is going on? I'm zmoT. We are going to be doing War Factory on the low level. No warships today, just sticking to the War Factory. Let's have a look, see what Gearhart has in store for us. OMG. Lots of rockets. I don't think I've ever seen this many rockets on this layout. What is that? 6, 7? Gross. 7 rocket launchers, a shock launcher, 2 shock blasters, microwavers, zmo's. Oh my, plus some boom surprises. I can't say I recall seeing that many different prototypes combined with that many rocket launchers. Max levels, likely just barrage out that core, especially if you're boosted, but going to the right looks a little bit like too many hacks. That's going to be too much gunboat energy for most people here. So I'm just going to try to focus on hacking these 3 rocket launchers, and then we're just going to come in, maybe hack that shock blaster. zmo needs to be very, very much taken into account, though. So we're going to get going. I'm going to send Everspark somewhere safe, about there. If that's not safe, then I don't know what is. Oh man, she's already walking too close to those zmo's. I get like super, super, super nervous when Everspark walks around zmo's. Now you see why. That is exactly why. So not off to a flying start. I'm going to use all of my gunboat energy on that shock blaster right there. Just a note, this is an HQ18 account, so my artillery is higher than some people, but lower than a lot of people. Also, artillery is the first thing I upgrade in the armory anytime I get a new armory upgrade. Artillery and barrage, super, super, super important. So I guess we're going to send Everspark on a bit wider of a walk. That did not go nearly as well as I was hoping it would, and so now I'm just going to have to spend an extra smoke or two just to be overly cautious, like just beyond cautious. And now we're gonna hit the hack button and send her over towards this rocket launcher. Should put her in the in range of the other rocket launcher at the same time. As soon as that smoke expires, we get the double hack out, and now we're just gonna sit here and hang out. Just super, super careful. And then as soon as that smoke timer gets to about 3/4, we're going to get her started walking over there, and then she can throw the hack. Just to be over the top careful about going anywhere near zmo's, because as you saw there, I already screwed up once. And now, dropping all of our artillery onto that shock blaster. We've got rid of 1 shock blaster. We're going to get some artillery on the other shock blaster. Now, I could drop some troops here, farm some extra gunboat energy, but actually, you know what? I would highly recommend doing that because there's just so much going on here, but I'm not going to do that. I would highly recommend using all of your troops on every single stage if you're XP46 or lower, because this is going to be a tough war factory for a lot of people. Now, next up, Everspark coming in hot. We're going to get Everspark underneath that smoke, staying as far from that zmo as we possibly can. And now that we're in position, you know what? I'm going to double hack just because we're already here. I'm going to get rid of that machine gun as well because machine guns and zookas don't go terribly well, and that's just going to allow us to not have to shock it when we come in a little bit later on. Is it required? No, I mean, you could get rid of that machine gun fairly easily, but just not having to think about that is my next step. Now, these mortars are off to one side. Probably should get some GBE on them, trying to get rid of them as well. That way, they're just not going to pick off their zookas that you have right at the very, very edge. And now that that's done, let's throw a couple troops in here. We're going to get 4 buildings. It's going to give us 1 artillery, which is going to get rid of those mortars for us. Just sacrificing a few troops to get 1 more achievement done. Down go some buildings. We're slowly losing a couple zookas to those sniper towers, not the end of the world. And now as soon as that's done, here comes our last artillery, and then we're going to retreat right there. Boom, shakalaka. 8 GBE wasted, but saved our troops. So definitely making a whole lot of progress. 2 attacks left, though. Like, this is serious war factory for low levels. There are no shortcuts on this one, so it's going to be a bit difficult, most definitely. Now, typically, you'll see me drop my troops underneath smoke. With zmo's around, there is no benefit to doing that. So we're going to go like this. I'm going to drop Everspark towards the back. That's going to allow Everspark, hopefully, to stay alive, keep some critters coming. and then out comes the hack. That's going to help distract a couple things, get some of our critters out front, and now we can start making our way towards that core. Bit by stinking little bit, shock by missed shock, in we come, and I mean, we're not moving terribly quickly, but we can stop dealing with all of the single shot defenses and start worrying about shocking other things. So slowly but surely making progress bit by stinking little bit. Now Everspark, I know I probably should have her critter swarm out, but I'm just finding that hacking things is going to be worthwhile. It's going to keep distracting things, and it's letting our troops come in a little bit quicker than they would otherwise. So that is why I've got the universal remote going. You see right there, we're popping up those boom surprises, we're distracting those machine guns, letting our shock come in a tiny bit later, which is going to be incredibly useful. And now, I mean, we're starting to get fairly good location-wise. Everspark's hack saving us a little bit from that machine gun. So I initially thought about bringing out the Critter Swarm, but so far very happy with Everspark's hacks. They've done great work for us, and now I think we should be able to finish on this attack. I thought for sure we'd have to do one more. All this stuff looked very dangerous and ominous and all of those sorts of words, but down goes War Factory. Don't try to be fancy, don't try to be cute as a low level. This one's going to eat you up if you let it. But as you can see there, we managed to take this puppy down. It took a whole bunch of troops, a few diamonds, and speaking of those diamonds, I don't typically buy diamonds because we tend to get 29 a day from our task force, but please go throw creator code zmoT in your shop. It does all sorts of benefits for me. I buy 2 instant trainings, 1 second builder every single month. The prices add up, plus all the hardware and phones and all that stuff. So it's greatly appreciated when you guys go and do that. We're going to switch to a max level. We've got Life Leech Scorchers. We've also got those long shocks. Oh, we need to boost our Scorchers up a little bit. Definitely want them at 50%, not 100%. 100% would be insane. And now we're just going to drop them. No thinking, no anything. Just dropping troops and hoping for the best. Now, where to go here? I think I'm just going to go straight on. That's going to help us avoid a whole bunch of the zmo's. We're going to go something like this. And if you're wondering why I've got some of the bombardiers in behind, that is simply so that we can keep a little bit of gunboat energy for ourselves. By keeping the bombardiers in behind, we get a little bit extra gunboat energy. We also get a little bit extra damage, and it does all sorts of good things for our troops. So we're just going to keep throwing shocks out here. Those Scorchers are going to keep on healing themselves. Shouldn't need our friend Dr. Kevin Kavan for this. And now we've lost our first Scorcher. That was a little bit later than I expected it to be. And now they're just cruising, like super simple. You probably could just flare the core and take that thing down without having to worry about dropping your Scorchers and throwing shocks and things like that, but just showing you how ridiculously easy it is as a max level. Low level, we struggle. This was a complete and utter struggle. Max level coming in, just absolutely no smokes, no skill, cruising on through it and taking down the War Factory. Super simple. So if you've ever thought about those players that are play Clash of Clans where they try and max for their headquarters, this is why you don't do that. Rush your headquarters, get your troops up, get your armory up, get your headquarters up. It's way more fun. You get way more troops, way stronger troops, way better artillery, all of the things. So max levels. Hopefully you guys took it down. This will be a great one to do Save the Core because my goodness, is it ever simple today. I've got one more tiny detail for you. Okay, so this is my single player. As you can see, I'm almost at XP30, which means I'm almost at headquarters level 13. That's not the important bit here, though. The important bit is something I haven't done in a long time. So I was at rank 99, which is corporal. I upped to sergeant, and with your supply chest, my initial supply chest had 3 green fragments in it. When I went up to 100, it came in and had 4 red fragments. So wanted to let you know that you don't have to claim your supply chest. You can rank up or down, and the contents will change. And that seems like such a tiny detail, but for an account that has a 7% troop damage guardian, and a 12%, look at that, and a 7% idle. Like, my GBE is 7% idle. So those 3 extra fragments are going to make all the difference in the world, and green fragments do nothing for me. So if you see something you don't like and you're on the cusp of an upgrade or a downgrade, consider holding out, raid someone or get raided, and those things can change for you. Very, very simple change that can make all the difference in the world for you. So that's all for me. Let me know if that helped. We will have a couple openings in Kindergarten 9 today. This task force is insane. As you can see here, we've got super low levels, 21, 18, 19. All of these players are ridiculously low level. Like, we've got someone we can kick here. Let's just make a spot for you guys right now. So if you're watching this, yeah, there we go. Sack Sham was warned, played lots the last 2 weeks, and then hasn't played this week. So we're going to say come back when active. Just a quick note, a kick is not a ban. A kick in our task forces means, hey, we know you've got something going on. Come back at any point. So we've got a spot in this task force. This task force is doing choke point. Like, look at this. Stronghold, stronghold, stronghold. Absolutely crushing stronghold. The intel is full almost every day. So if you're looking for a task force, come jump in. This is our silly task force. We've got members from level 74 all the way down to level 15. Don't really matter what the heck you do. Like, I'll show you a sample of attacks, for example. We've got low levels such as myself. I'm going to show you my operation attack on this task force. This is me clearing mines and attempting to get a building. Like, this is how we're beating choke point, with attacks like this, combined with some beastly attacks. So if you're looking for a task force where you can have green statues or use tanks or do ridiculous task force attacks, come join us. We do monitor intel and operation attacks, but it's pretty difficult to get it kicked from our task force, but people still manage it. So come join us. Otherwise, check the description. We've got all sorts of other task forces that, for serious players that want to play serious or Forlorn Hope or learn or train, everything from Kinder 9 all the way up to Triangle 9 doing Forlorn Hope on the leaderboard. So that's all for me. No warships today. Going on a field trip with my daughter. Pretty stoked. Well, I don't know why I tell you these details, but hopefully someone out there gives a crap. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm zmoT. Peace.